has been in the north. And now when you now go to a zoning committee and you now rezone the chairmanship to the zone that has just finished 4 years, is there justice in that? Is there equity in that? There are three things, Sheon, that I would like you and our viewers to observe, today. One is the issue of, the person of the national chairman. When national chairman came as the acting national chairman, some of us and some people felt, he's a good man. He's somebody I know very well. He's a personal friend of mine, and I've had wonderful relationship with him. But when you're at this point in time, with the history of the country and insurgency and violence and all that, this may not be the exactly right person to use as the chairman of a party that is trying to build up its image. In the last 3 years, most of our members in the north, lost ground because people, wrongly termed the PDP and its government as Boko Haram government. So that's number one. Number two, when this chairman was made acting chairman, in public glare, he said, and the BOT agreed, and the NEC agreed, that this arrangement shall be for only 3 months, and it will expire at the end of 3 months when the only duty or job was that this chairman will arrange and coordinate a successful national convention. Any country where the leadership lacks integrity and honor, it is extremely very difficult, for such countries to make impact in the world.
Dr. Okugbe, if I may quickly hop in here,
underplay issues of integrity.
If I may quickly hop in here, a lot of people will think that so these are some of the explanation for the reason for the zoning and the way it has come. That look, for the north, the presence of the party has been limited because of the loss in 2015, and so to get back to prominence, just like Senator Alimadu Sharif has said that his agenda is to get the party back to winning ways, it does need a strong presence, and that's why some people believe the chairmanship position of the party should come from there, and the presidential slot also should go northwards.
That argument doesn't hold any water. Because I'll give you an example. The last chairman of the party was Adamu. One of the last, the one before the last was, was the Adamu Muazu. Adamu Muazu is from Bauchi State. What influence, what effect did his presence in the north, what influence did it make, on the outcome of the elections? It is not true that you will need a chairman. To be in the north before the north can be rebuilt as far as PDP is concerned. What we need is the performance of the PDP governors, the party itself arranging itself properly and presenting itself as a credible alternative to the ruling APC. That is when people, especially voters, will take that decision. If you appoint 10 chairmen, one per state in each state of the north, and the party is not perceived as a good party, as a credible party, it will not make a difference. And in any case, that argument is such a weak argument. A better argument, I will help those who are trying to argue. A better argument is to say that because the Northeast Zone has done it, for 4 years, they have a right for a second term. The Constitution guarantees that, but that is not under these circumstances.
All right, Dr. Okugbe,
it has happened before.
It's just a moment. If I may quickly throw in this question, the Southwest seems to have lost out in this manner. And I remember that the crisis of the new PDP at that time, about 2 years ago, was just around the national convention. The national convention of the party is in less than a month from now. What is the danger of having this kind of controversy going into a national convention of a party as a PDP?
Sheon, the disaster of nations is that practitioners and leaders of nations do not learn from history. And we have abundant and overreaching evidence that those who do not learn from history always are punished by history. You are very correct. It was in this type of mood that we went to that convention at Eagle Square, and some people walked out because they felt they were cheated. Now again, we are going to Port Harcourt, for another national convention, and you will have thought that people will remember the events that were of recent past and try to ensure that there's equity and justice among all the zones in the country before we rush into a convention. But not, we're not doing that. We're damning those who feel bad, and we're going ahead with the convention. Of course, we will be here by the grace of God, and we will see the consequences of, being, uncaring for the feelings
Dr. Okupe,
of the party.
Just a moment.
As of today, by the decision of the NEC, the PDP has shamed the Southwest. And it's very unfortunate.
Okay, all right, just a moment. Just hold the thoughts, Dr. Cooper, just for a moment. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you in a moment. Let me quickly get the thoughts of Mr. Okoligbo, a member of the PDP, political analyst who joins us now. He's also a chieftain in Delta State. And tomorrow, you told me earlier on before now that you are going to coordinate at your own ward level. How is it going, and how are your people receiving the news of the zoning arrangement which the NEC released yesterday?
She will have listened very carefully to Dr. Donyo Cooper, and I must say that while his argument, I would say, is quite salient, and I would not lie about it, he must also accept, because we're both members of the Presidential Campaign Council, he must also accept that at this level now, the NEC, and as party members, we are not members of the NEC. The NEC is the highest decision-making body of the PDP. And the NEC has decided to zone into the Northeast. Much as a lot of people would have said it would have made sense for the presidential candidates coming from the North for us to zone into the South, and the South were saying that they actually deserve a spot in the terms of the chairmanship. But you see the two very important governors, Olusegun Mimiko and the dogged fighter, Fayose, who are from the Southwest, who are supporting the zoning of the chairmanship to the Northeast. So if you have two key elective officers who are holding such important position in the Southwest, saying that we are supporting the Northeast, then it is impossible for the Southwest at this point to continue to much as I what Dr. Donyo is saying, which in all ramifications, he's made a lot of sense.
Mr. Okoligbo, one will wonder that the issue of fairness and justice, we know what not playing to that, we know what it has cost the PDP. Is it sensible or commonsensical to go in that direction at this critical time in the life of the party again?
Well, that is why. Well, that's why some of us have tried to kick all this while and have said, look, the only way we can entrench internal democracy is to be fair and to be just. And the truth about it is, taking a very important decision of zoning, what I would have expected is that first of all, the national caucus of the party would have met, the BOT would have met before going into the NEC meeting. But in the wisdom of the chairman, he decided to call only the NEC meeting without calling the national caucus and the BOT, because all these gray areas would have been ironed out and the decision would have been carried out. We have capable people in the Southwest who would have been able to also lead this party out of the doldrums that we are in right now. But all that right now is history. Tomorrow is the Congress. We are set to go for the Congress. All the Congress committee members have been named for the various states. The chairman and even the appeal panel has also been named.
All right. Mr. Okoligbo, that's all the thoughts. Let me quickly get a final word from Dr. Okupe on this matter. The news coming in right now is that some members of the PDP in Ogun State are staging a walkout on tomorrow's Congress, World Congress, to take place in the party. At a press conference in Abeokuta, the state capital, the Publicity Secretary Wali Olawale and the State Organizing Secretary Mrs. Folashade Filani accused the state chairman Mr. Bayo Dayo and the state secretary of the party of high-handedness, saying they have been excluded from the scheme of things in the party. Seeing this kind of things happening ahead of a crucial local Congress of the party tomorrow, what does this portend for the party, Dr. Okupe?
Well, injustice breeds confusion and all sorts of things. And, particularly about Ogun State, I know what is going on. What has happened is this. The National Secretariat, the National Secretary, in actual fact, has refused to actually democratize the distribution of electoral materials. He has given the forms for the election only to a group, which is the Prince Buruji Kashamu's group. All the other groups that are in the states have been disenfranchised. So, and you are talking about, giving about, a quarter of the people in the state, access to electoral materials, and 3/4 of the people are not. So it's imposition of a minority. It doesn't work. We have done this before, and that's why we've lost elections in August. When we were, in 2011, APC or whatever, the opposition did not exist in Ogun State. It was this type of high-handedness, attempt to marginalize the majority that had led us consistently to lose elections in Ogun State.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Dr. Okupe, many thanks for...
All right. NEC has taken a decision, is final. When people fail to learn from history will punish them. All
right. Thank you so much, Dr. Okupe, for joining us. A former presidential spokesperson to former President Goodluck Jonathan and Mr. Ken Okoligbo. Many thanks for your thoughts on the program. Well, that's how far we can go. We'll be keeping track of the activities of the party across the nation, and we'll give you those details right here on Channels Television. Thanks for being such a good company. On behalf of the team here at Channels Television headquarters in Lagos, bye for now.